Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. It's a Sunday morning and I like nothing more than to come down to my garage and engage with you guys, the viewer. I've showed you these alloys before. I think I found the little missing studs. You can get them on eBay and they tap in and lock in that way. So we should have those alloys finished soon for the other video. Now today, I want to talk about restoring plastic trim. So this trim on my car is ancient, and really every kind of, I don't know, probably about 6 months it needs like blacking out again to really give the car the sizzle. And I tend to use the solution finish because it's one of the best at blackening. It is expensive stuff, although if you get the big bottle it lasts for a long time. It's really good for old cars. Probably wouldn't use it so much on newer cars. Maybe there's better options there, but I find it's a really good option for old cars. Now, let's just point that down. You want to glove up when you're using this stuff because it is so messy and you get it on your hands. It's like a black resin almost, and it does also cake up like on the bottle, so you get a lot of cakeage going on there. You know, it sort of sets a little bit. So I've given it a really good shake. I always just like to clean this before I use it, so that it doesn't cake up quite so much when I put it away. Now, the ideal thing is probably these little sticks that, you know, I feel like made of balsa wood. They're so damn cheap. But they're going to be ideal for this because it just gives me the precision to go along the edge. So if we just get some of the product on here, so I really want to soak it out, and come down here. Now you could tape up if you're a perfectionist, but you see with this tool, here I go along here. Oh, let's just get you need to get that edge, but like a paintbrush, you need to get that edge really primed. There we go. It'll get going eventually. Let's just get it really primed. There we go. If you do that, you're not going to get it all over the paintwork. Whereas if you use an applicator and you try and line it, you might get a bit more over the paintwork. Now the danger is we've probably got too much on there. We can wipe that off at the end. And really, if you're a perfectionist, you'd probably go under there as well, but I ain't. Because I ain't going to be lying on my back to see that there's a difference in blackness on the bottom bit versus the top bit. So that's a step too far for me. And that'll do. And then that is that piece applied. And I leave this a good while to dry off. Put a little bit more on. Oh, good camera work, John. Using quite a lot there. You do not want to get this, you know, mop it up. Contain it, John. And let's just work section by section. So we'll do a third of this. I've just washed the car, but you could like really scrub this trim out if you wanted to and like panel wipe it. But I went over the car before polishing it in another video. Let's just get that camera in the right place with the Gion Prime. So these got a little bit of a panel wipe as well, which is probably important, just to degrease them and get them really clean. And also, you probably don't want to take hours doing this, do you? So there we go. Now, I want to show you the kind of difference. I like to get a lot on there. I know it says use tiny amounts and like feather it around and all that, but I like to get it on there. You can see here's a good sort of, we'll do a good little 50-50 here. So we'll work up to that line there. We'll work it in. And then just dab it in there. And paint down. This is really a really good applicator for this. Just it stops it going all over the paintwork. You just want a nice uniform amount, really. And that, let's just get that excess off there. That'll be a cracking thumbnail shot. When that dries off a little bit, if I get straight a line. Let's do that, then that. In search of the sacred straight line. Just level it. And I'll leave that to dry. That'll be a good thumbnail. Because it shows you the difference. Once that's dried, it'll be a uniform blackness. It won't be all shiny and wet. And then that just shows you the difference. So, let's go over here. Get my stool, my lazy bar steward stool, and we'll continue along this top lip. I will go back over it just to make sure I've got the excess off. Sorry about the camera work. There we go, that's good. Just level that excess off there. Okay, and down here, it's a bit like painting. But I don't want to wipe it off until it's had a little bit of a chance to dry. I want this big thick layer to dry so it lasts a bit longer. And this product, I did a comparison of it to Trim Max ages ago on my Club Sport, and it was still working after 6 months. But if I didn't have like a little line where it was untreated, it would be harder to see. So after a few months, it's not looking as good. You know, it looks its best like a week after it's been applied, but it still goes on for a long time. So I think they're pretty good products. The one I'm going to try next is the Concept Chemicals Vista, which is just more like an oily sort of dressing that really revives plastic. Works great on like that trim that you get on vans. And it goes on a lot easier than this. And it doesn't sort of have any pigment in it. But it really seems to freshen it up. So I will try that. But I think in terms of a genuine restorer, solution finish is quite hard to beat. And we proved that in one of the PVD tests where we had loads of them. And this one did really well. So I've got a lot less material now. In fact, it is probably better just to go over it with less. And then you get a better layer. Yeah, you don't get so much sort of like patchiness when you've got a thinner layer, I think, but it's okay. This doesn't take too long. I mean, that's halfway down the car. So what I'll probably do is just leave this to bite in and dry off a little bit, and then show you that finish once it's dried. But straight away, you know, now rather than having that kind of horrible faded white look, just really freshens up the car, makes a difference. So yeah, I should do the door handles as well, but I think I replaced this. I can't remember. This is looking pretty good, but it's black plastic, so let's put some on here as well. Be careful not to touch it for a while. The other side, I think, is the original handle, and it's just not quite as fresh. But we'll get them all looking the same. I'll keep it off that metal. It's just recessed slightly, so I can just kind of go over like that. There we go. It's a bit fresher. Let that dry off. So it does have that slight paint-like quality to it. All I've got to do to finish off detailing this car is go and do the windows. You can see like little smudges and stuff like that. Bane of my life, the glass. Dress the tyres. I'm not doing anything with the alloys because we're going to take those off and split them. And once they're all split, I'll polish those out properly. That's going to be done quite soon, actually. That's bugging me. And then the car is pretty much done, which is awesome. So let's get a little bit more. Stay with me. Stay with me. This is an informal video. I just tipped some of this on the floor. It's good. Never mind. All right, let's just get the excess off. Now we'll do the top line. That's it. Over here. Quite good, these little shit sticks, whatever they're called. It's really handy, probably the ideal tool. Oh, I've got a little bit of problem I need to show you actually while you're here. So let's finish off this piece of trim. It ends just here after this corner. Don't watch the viewfinder. I'm trying to see what you're seeing half the time rather than looking at the bit of plastic. Right. You see, like this bit of plastic, this bit of trim here. It's in at the moment. It doesn't quite pop in at the top because if you look, you see that clip down there, it's actually sheared off on that bit. So you're kind of reliant on it getting it in actually. That's okay. That's all right actually. But sometimes it pops right out. And I was thinking I could melt that stump with the cigarette lighter and then just like put a bulldog clip on it to try and squeeze it out and get it longer and just get it wedged in there somehow. I think I'll skip that. Let's just come back round here. Do we need to solution finish anything else? Not going to solution finish the scuttle. Might solution finish this rubber, because that's a bit like light and oxidized. Paintwork's looking amazing, guys, after just whizzing over it very rapidly with the Rupes Advanced. So it's like reset the paintwork. I do need to get it out in the light though, just to make sure I haven't missed any bits in the buff. But already that trim is looking really good. Can't wait for it to dry, then it'll be incredible. I love it when I get the fresh detail feeling. So let's put the roof up here. Get that bit of muck off my floor. Right, come around here. Oh. I've got a better view of it now. Light is important, isn't it? See all the bits you missed. Okay. Right. We just do this last back bit. To the halfway point. Does really get rid of that white, horrible look. You just want to get an even coat on it. Right, that's half of it done. Pick up a little bit more. Get it in this top bit first. Could probably clip this to be a bit easier. But that's okay. There we go. That's halfway. Just going to squeeze out a little bit more on there because it's quite white. Once it's just starting to dry off, I'll go over it to make sure there's no like wet bits and lines, so it's just a smoother finish or more consistent. But that's looking pretty good. Bit there. It's just those little high spots you want to get rid of. There we go. So it's looking much better. So there you have it, guys. Solution finish. Still a very good product for old faded trims if you can just use it properly. If you go slap it on with a massive great microfiber applicator, you'll get it all over the paint. Or if you try and do the bits near the glass and you get it all over the glass, it does come off, but you don't want to let it dry onto the paint or the glass, or you'll be buffing away on it. So there you go. Much better. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you use to restore your faded trim. I still don't think a ceramic gives you that really nice blackness when it's like a white. It gives you a wetness, but then after it's dried, it doesn't look as good as like a proper sort of like wet looking thing. Once this is dried off, it'll look amazing. So take care. See you soon. I'm sure there was something else I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah. Okay. Bye for now.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when